Hey there, Medium Nicole here. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to get a reading during a live and also what not to do as you're trying to find a medium to give you a reading during a live. And yes, I have a Titanic shower curtain because my son is obsessed with it. So I thought I'd do this quick video for you, mainly because I see a lot of you at the end of my TikTok lives or even during it that are asking specifically to give a reading for a particular loved one. So is my dad with me? What's my mom say? Does my son forgive me? That kind of thing. And what's super interesting about asking that is from a medium's perspective, if I were to answer that right away for you, I would not actually be connecting with your loved one. I would likely be reading your energy and telling you what you want to hear because it takes time and power to build with a spirit. So any medium that answers you right away when you post one of those questions is not either tapping into the spirit world and is likely not even probably tapping in psychically. It's either bullshit or it's not messages from your loved one. Let's just put it that way. And then just want to add to that is that if you want to make sure that you are connecting with your past loved one, always validate the evidence before the message. So I highly encourage, I know there's different types of mediumship, but I am a big evidential person. I want to know exactly who I'm talking to, and I want to know their advice versus where's this advice coming from. So if you want to make sure that you are getting the information from your loved one, validate the evidence, and then go into the message. So instead, here are some tips and tricks that you can do to try to connect with your past loved one. And it happened in the mediumship reading last night that I did on my live, but the best thing you can do is put your past loved ones up to it, right? Like tell them, I'm going to try to go on this live tonight. Can you please show up? Like just constantly, you need to be there. You need to be there. Try to get through. Understand that there's like this, master plan at work, and there's probably a big queue of people also doing the same thing. So it doesn't mean it's going to work every single time, but with patience and persistence, it should work. So I guess that's tip number one. Tip number two, I would tell you, is to be patient and be respectful, right? Like mediums are people too. If you're rude, if you're constantly demanding a reading, if you're like, oh, you're not listening to me, pretty much guaranteed not to give the reading to you, just because number one, like that's rude and I won't take that type of behavior. And also if you think my spirit team is going to let your team through because you're being rude, ain't gonna happen. So I would encourage you to be respectful and patient. And I think the third thing you can do too is just open your heart out to the people who are receiving the reading, because the more you respect the medium, respect the process, respect the team, that's going to kind of probably get you some good favors with the spiritual team here and my spiritual team here. And I hear them in my head saying, absolutely. So if you are respectful, if you show up, if you're kind, if you're supportive for me, if you're supportive for the people I'm reading for, they are much more likely to kind of give you a skip in line than if you show up, when you want to, expect me to do it and, get all bummed out when I'm reading for somebody else. So I would say support is probably the number 3 reason you could definitely help get a reading. And as always, please follow me and head to my TikTok lives, and hopefully I can pull in a past loved one of yours. Take care.